Apple might have some of the best battery life in the industry with the iPhone 14 series, but for years iPhone have featured slower charging speeds. That's why this year we have all 4 new iPhones side by side on this table, and we have picked the most powerful chargers for each model to see how long it takes to charge the battery on each of them. Hello guys, Vic here with PhoneArena, and it's time for our charging test. But before we start, shout out to our friends from iBlazon for sponsoring a portion of this video. Alright, we have completely drained the batteries on all iPhone 14 models for this test. You can see that none of them has any charge left. And we have now plugged them in, but we haven't yet flipped the switch. So from left to right, you first have the vanilla iPhone 14, then you have the new iPhone 14 Plus, then the small iPhone 14 Pro, and finally the most expensive one in the series, the iPhone 14 Pro Max. And here are the battery sizes for each of the models. The smaller 14 and 14 Pro naturally come with smaller batteries. A 3280 on the iPhone 14 and a 3200 mAh battery on the 14 Pro, while the Plus and the Pro Max have larger cells at about 4325 mAh. So that's a nearly 25% bigger battery on the larger models. Alright, enough with the intro, let's get this thing going, and we will be periodically checking to see what's the battery charge on each model. So let's fast forward, and in exactly 15 minutes since the beginning of the test, we measured the following results. The regular iPhone 14 has gained 31% charge. The 14 Plus has 26%, the 14 Pro has 31%, and the 14 Pro Max has 29%. So naturally, the smaller phones with smaller batteries do charge faster. These results are mostly in line with the charging speeds for the previous iPhone 13 series. Alright, let's keep on going, and we do another checkup at exactly 30 minutes of charging, and we get the following results. The iPhone 14 has reached 60%, the 14 Plus now has 54% charge, the iPhone 14 Pro has reached 60%, and finally the iPhone 14 Pro Max has 55%. So it's interesting how the regular iPhone 14 and 14 Pro charge at about the same pace despite the slight difference in battery size. And a 60% charge in half an hour is quite decent. And a sub to the channel would be more than decent. It would be absolutely fantastic. Alright, the 2 larger iPhones are also keeping up a good pace, which is nice to see. Up until this point, the phones were charging using their faster speeds, but as the charge level goes up, the speeds will slow down, so let's see how they go. So next up we have a checkpoint at 45 minutes, and the iPhone 14 has reached a 79% charge. The Plus model has gotten to 74%, then the iPhone 14 Pro has again 79%, neck and neck with the vanilla model, and finally the iPhone 14 Pro Max has 76% charge, so it is topping up slightly faster than the Plus model. Now you have probably heard that it is a good idea to charge your phone just a bit below the maximum level to about 80% or 90% to preserve battery health long term. So it takes about 45 minutes to reach that 80% threshold on the iPhone 14 series, and while that is nowhere nearly as quick as fast charging on Xiaomi or OnePlus phones, it's not terribly slow either. Alright, next checkup is at 1 hour since the start of the test, and let's see what are the numbers now. We have 88% charge on the vanilla iPhone 14, then we have 83% on the 14 Plus, then also 88% on the 14 Pro, and finally 85% on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. So you see once again how the numbers are very similar. The smaller models are only charging slightly faster than the bigger ones. Alright, let's see which one will actually win this charging test. And we do our next check at 1 hour and 15 minutes since the start, and here's what we get. So the iPhone 14 has 96% already. The Plus model has 90%. The iPhone 14 Pro stands at 96% as well, and finally the Pro Max has 93%. And from here on, we're starting to check more often to catch the moment when we reach a full charge. And after a few checks, the first one to reach 100% is the iPhone 14 at exactly 1 hour and 28 minutes. And the 14 Pro is also very close, and it takes just a couple of minutes longer until it also finally reaches the 100% charge mark. So at 1 hour and a half since the start of the test, the smaller iPhone 14 models are fully charged, while the 14 Plus is at 94% and the iPhone 14 Pro Max stands at 99%, so almost full, but it takes it 6 more minutes until it hits that 100% level. Now, unfortunately from here, the iPhone 14 Plus starts charging incredibly slowly, and we had to actually wait until it finally reached the 100% mark for a full 2 hours and 19 minutes. But don't let that result fool you. For all intents and purposes, it takes about an hour and 45 minutes to reach nearly full charge on the 14 Plus as well. So before we recap, let me tell you about a way to not only protect the batteries on your new iPhone 14, but how to protect the phone itself, which is a great segue to this video sponsor, case maker iBlazon. The iBlazon Aries case for the iPhone 14 family comes with superb protection. Shock-absorbing TPU bumper, an unbending polycarbonate shell, and air-cushioned corners that protect from falls. And the case is also drop test certified. With raised edges that protect the camera and screen, it also gets the little details right. Plus, it strikes a great balance between protection and looks. The transparent back of the case lets the color of your iPhone come through nicely. The case comes with a built-in screen protector, which is also nice, and prevents scratches and cracks, with no compromise to touch sensitivity. And if you love the Aries, they also offer a version compatible with MagSafe called Aries Mag. And right now is the perfect time to get this case. iBlazon is running a 25% off hero discount for teachers, students, military, first responders, healthcare workers when you shop on iBlazon.com. So check out the link below for all the details and get yourself an Aries case right now, or just type iPhone 14 case by iBlazon in Amazon and check out all the other cases the company offers and pick your favorite. Alright, a quick recap of this charging test is that the smaller iPhone 14 and the iPhone 14 Pro charge at almost exactly the same rate and take 1 hour and a half for a full charge. The iPhone 14 Pro Max takes just a bit longer at 1 hour and 36 minutes, while the iPhone 14 Plus is about done in 1 hour and 45 minutes, but it took way longer for just those last couple of percentage points. Now, we used at least 30-watt chargers for this test. Why? Well, because we know that the iPhone 14 Pro Max supports up to 27-watt charging speeds, while the smaller models top up at up to 23 watts. So getting a 30-watt charger is definitely a good idea. Now, even if not the fastest, this is still a decent score for the iPhone 14 series. But we hope that next year, with the rumored coming of the USB-C port, the iPhone 15 family will also get faster charging speeds to compete with those Chinese phones that these days take less than half an hour for a full charge. So this will do it for this charge test. Did you see any surprises yourself? And which one of the 4 new iPhone 14 models would you go for? So thanks for watching, I'm looking forward to your thoughts in the comments. My name is Vic, signing off, and I'll catch you guys around.